My cousin Danny passed away while I was in the hospital. I would have for sure went down to the service, but I was in the hospital, couldn't walk. Wanted to make a video. I wanted to make this video so they could play it at his service, but I was in the hospital and couldn't walk, and I wasn't in a good place to make a video. I'm in a good place now, I'm home. So my first memory of my cousin Danny was going over to his house and swimming in his pool. And I must have been about 5, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. I loved my cousin. I loved his older sister Violet. I just thought it was the most beautiful creature that ever existed. She had this violet room, her bedroom. I would have to pass through there once in a while to get from like the bathroom to the pool or something. And I was just like, wow, what a cool room. I never said anything to her because I was so shy, but she would come up to me and pinch my cheeks. Her mom would do that. No, I don't think Violet ever do that. Kelly, my Aunt Kelly, she would pinch my cheeks so hard because she wanted to see me cry. Anyway, I would go, that was in East LA. Not East LA, where was that? It was almost towards like Anaheim, I want to say. It was right off of Valley Boulevard. Anyway, we would go from age 5. My cousin Danny was 5 years younger than me, but he was on the smaller side and I was on the gigantic side. So it seemed like it was less than 5 years that we were apart. So I would go over there a lot, and then I remember once I started riding bikes around, it must have been 11 or 12, I went over to his house and went swimming, and you know, I'm like 11, I've never worked before, and he has a job at the local grocery store, and he just got paid. I'm in his room and he's counting his money, man. He's all happy, right? And I think he had like 118 bucks from this job that he had for 2 weeks or whatever, his 2-week paycheck, and I just happened to be right there when he got paid, and he was feeling good, and he threw me a $5 bill, which in like today's day is like throwing a $50 bill. And I was like, oh wow, man, I couldn't believe it, man. I loved my cousin so much. It was like, I never known anyone that would do that, you know, just give you a chunk of their paycheck because they liked you and they had it, it was there. Yeah, I loved my cousin Danny. And then the next thing I remember, we must have been about the same age. I didn't realize he was so much older than me. I thought he was like maybe a year or 2 older than me, but he was 5 years older than me. We went to Disneyland, and I must have been, I'm gonna say 7 or 8. And he's small for his age, so we looked like 2 little kids. And it was just me and him took off to go to the rides in Disneyland, and we didn't wait at no lines. He took us right to the front, and I was like, okay, you know, because no one complained. We just like went and didn't ask and went to the front of every line. And so we rode on all the rides a lot. So that was my cousin Danny, and he was wild and crazy and fun. And what else do I remember? I remember going to someone's house for Thanksgiving, and I think he was there with his girlfriend, and I don't think I had a girlfriend, or I wasn't with her. And my cousin Ruben was there. I think we're like 18 at this point. And Ruben was like, we're playing at Gazzarri's on Hollywood Boulevard on Wednesday night. You guys should come and check us out. So we said, hell yeah, man. So me and Danny and his girlfriend and my girlfriend went to Hollywood and Gazzarri's, man, and he was good, man. And me and Ruben and my girlfriend and Daddy's girlfriend, we cheered them on real big time, and they won the Battle of the Bands. And then so they started playing like on Friday and Saturday night, and we would go see them. So I'm like 19 maybe at this point, got a job and everything, and Danny had a big car, and so I would ride in the back with my girlfriend, and we would double date to go see Ruben play in Hollywood. And then me and Danny sometimes would go, just me and him, and it was a crazy. We would go all these cool places where they were playing, and it was crazy the following, the girls, man. The girls were like lined up to spend time with my cousin Ruben, and me and Danny were cut it. Oh, I gotta wash this. Me and Danny were just like, come on, get. Me and Danny were just like, wow, look at all those girls and none of them like us. Well, we had girlfriends. Anyhow, so I remember going to the mountains with Danny, and he had that big car, and they stopped us because we needed chains, and Danny didn't have chains. And I'm like, okay, well, we don't got chains, let's go. And he's like, no, someone will lend us their chains. And he just like walked up to people and asked them, hey, can we borrow your chains? And some dude said, okay. And he says, like, I'll bring them back to you. We didn't know the guy, you know, but he let us use his chains. I was like, I was just like, what? I can't believe someone would be that cool. But Daddy would, he would bring that out in you. He was just like so friendly and happy and attractive guy. I mean, he had nice hair, and he was thin and cut, and he was so cool to hang out with, man. It was so fun. I'm so glad I got to have a cousin like that who I got to do fun things with, and then he got in an accident or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but he turned like, he changed a lot. He turned almost like a kid, and he was still Danny in there, but it was a simpler version, a not as wild version. And I missed hanging out with them. I missed going with them places. He didn't never go anywhere. He was just with his parents, and he was with his parents after that, and I couldn't take him. I tried. I came by one time. I said, let me take him, and they're like, no. They knew I was a bad influence. I was gonna get him high. Yeah. And then last fall, I went to go visit everyone. My Theo and Thea, Sam and Kelly, and their daughter Ruben, their daughter Violet, and her husband Danny, and my cousin Ashley were all there, and they all live in the same house. It was so cool, man. It was so cool going and visiting with them, man. I always loved those people. They used to let me swim in their swimming pool, and I was so close with Danny, and I always adored Violet. And to be there in the house with all of them, and Ashley, boy, she's just so beautiful and so talented and so accomplished and so loving. Let me sleep in her bed. That was awesome. Yeah, I felt really comfortable. Thank you, Ashley. And my dear Kelly, she cooked the whole time. She cooked, and she stood up there and made sure that we all got fed. It was awesome. It was beautiful. And then we had that crazy storm, man. It was like all night, man. Thunder and lightning, just intense and crazy all night long, man. And then the next day I went to go visit my mom, and that storm followed me. And when I was going to my mom's, I was like, that looks like there's gonna be a rainbow out there. And when we got there was a rainbow. Yeah, I miss my cousin Danny. I had good times with them. It was fun. I'll hang out with them again. We'll have fun times again.